police officer who died after a grenade on his waist mistakenly exploded has been identified as Inspector Idi Amin. There had been reports that there was an explosive opposite Amizi Amagbala Primary School in Afikpo North when a suicide bomber blew up himself. The area was reportedly thrown into panic as passers-by scampered for safety, but the Ebonyi State Police Command has said that the man killed in an explosion on Tuesday in the Afikpo area of the state is a policeman and not a suicide bomber as claimed by many. Spokesperson for the police in Ebonyi State, Lovett Oda, said the victim of the blast was a mobile police officer on special deployments to Afikpo North local government area of Ebonyi State. The police inspector identified as Idi Aminu. Is it Aminu? Reportedly died as a result of an accidental hand grenade explosion. Odawu said the police officer was an operative of Mopo 32 and not suicide bomber as claimed by many, mistakenly hit the lead of his grenade which was hanging on his waist. She said he mistakenly hit the lead of his grenade which was hanging on his waist with his elbow, resulting in the deadly explosion. So there is no bomb blast or explosion in Ebonyi. The general public should disregard the information. His remains have been evacuated to a mortuary. A lot of people have been asking questions. Why will he be going with that? Because people do not even really understand these people as well. Okay, Idi Amin. Okay. If you want, you can believe this made-up story about accidental discharge by Buhari people. My point is Ebonyi State people and other Southeast states, be on the alert. They have finally come down to the east. Let's agree that it was an accidental explosion. But that didn't answer the question why he went to a peaceful primary school full of children aged between 6 and 12 years with a hand grenade. Lies from the pit of hell. What was a police officer doing with a grenade in a school filled with teenagers? What was he doing in a school premises? After answering these two questions correctly, then I have more to ask. Okay, lawyer. Well, this Afikpo explosion, official terrorism in the southeast. The man in the picture below is Idi Amin, at least by his name tag. The policeman blown up by his own weapon yesterday at primary school at Afikpo, Ebonyi State. According to police command in Ebonyi State, Inspector Idi Aminu, attached to 32 PMF Abakaliki, was on special duty at Afikpo, and the officer mistakenly hit a tear gas hung on his belt, and unfortunately the device exploded and wounded him and he died. Even though the police wants the general public to believe that what the man had on him was a tear gas canister, eyewitnesses at the primary school said he was in possession of a grenade, hence he was never allowed entering into the school before the device went off and killed him instantly. I would want to believe the eyewitnesses' account more than I would believe the police spokesperson who contradicted herself by using tear gas and grenade interchangeably in her official statement about the incident. At least every knowledgeable adult knows the difference between a tear gas canister and a grenade. Both can never look the same. To me, what happened yesterday was a terrorist attack foiled by Faith Obiora Egbona. Okay. Otherwise, tell me what special duty a lone Muslim police officer from the north like Idi Amin was carrying out at a primary school with a grenade. Was the school under siege? If it was, could Idi Amin alone have been dispatched to the school to provide security, and why was he resisted by the school authorities who assumably needed his help? The guys at the school smelt a rat, and that is the obvious answer. I make bold to say that if the official terrorists had not been resisted and he found his way to the gathering of the innocent pupils and their teachers before the explosion that killed him went off. By now, the media would have been awash with narratives pushed by the police and government on how the IPOB bombed a primary school, the same way the police commissioner in Lagos shamelessly pushed a concocted plan about how IPOB was about to attack Lagos and was bravely shot up by well-meaning individuals. I have often heard and still hold the belief that the authorities are hell-bent in seeing the southeast of Nigeria turn out like a particularly northeast and northwest of the country. The first attempt to this was when taking office in 2015, the Buhari regime ordered through the then Nigeria Prison Service the transfer of head Boko Haram terrorists to the Ekulomba prisons. It took a massive outcry before they were evacuated. Since then, they have employed a lot of clandestine moves to actualize their aims. These elements have their foot soldiers like Ndiami in both the police and the military in the southeast, brainwashed zealots to uniform blinded by religious extremism. They provide cover for gun runners and killer Fulani herdsmen, but forcefully prevent reprisal from the remnants of those killed. But unfortunately, some ignorant folks in the southeast are playing the cards they push by hailing those they now call the unknown gunmen. All I say here is I pity us. This is by Chijundu Njoku. Like I said, those who are hailing, hey man, unknown gunmen, don't forget it goes beyond that. It's beyond that, and this is well articulated. Well, nice write-up. This is a nice write-up from a what's his name? Okay, Chijundu Njoku. A word is enough for the wise. See what they are talking about. One of the repentant Boko Haram they wanted to use and blackmail IPOB, but God passed them. They should tell us why he was trying to enter inside the school and why the school security stopped him, because it seems like the police spokesman is not telling the truth. One of the repentant Boko Haram. Story for the gods. A lot of questions asked, but who is going to answer them? A police officer with a grenade in a primary school. May Buhari not happen to any country in the world. Okay, I never know say police dey carry grenade dey waka for street. I only know about AK-47. Abeg, who don see any policeman or woman with a grenade if not this one? Mad people that cannot reason fine everywhere.